Question: is there any way you can prove me you're real? Answer: what is real to you? How could you know? If it was only me, or you, or everyone, how would you know? Your own concept of reality doesn't apply to everyone else's own perception of reality. I am as real as you are. Question: is the Galactic Federation of Light an actual group of extraterrestrial beings around Earth, or is this all part of a secret group agenda? Answer: the GFL is real, it's just not named that, and you already had picked up on that on your own. There is an actual group of extraterrestrials around Earth, but they have prohibitions right now to act on their own accord. They can only watch, and, in some very special circumstances, can do a little intervening, but for the most part, their hands are tied, as you would say. A secret group will definitely be using this for their own purposes, that is much granted. Question: will a giant ship will show up on October 14th? Will it be an actual alien ship, a terrestrial ship, or just a hologram? Answer: nothing of the sort. A blackout will occur on that day, and many people will be confused as to what happened. Many will say it's the GFL ship interference, but it's not such. No ship of any kind will be seen that day, not at least to the untrained eye. Question: only some people will see a ship or ships then? Answer: yes. And it's mostly because of the propagation of the initial distorted information. Since so many humans are wanting this, actual ships will be granted temporary permission to establish visual contact in specific areas of the planet. But only certain people will be able to understand what they're seeing. Question: do you mean these ships will be visible, but only certain people will be able to actually know they're there? Answer: that's correct. The ships won't be cloaked, as you're suspecting. They will be there, but not everyone will see them. It's the best way I can explain it at this moment. Question: I understand then, there will be different versions of the events of that day. Answer: yes. Some people will say they saw the ships, most will say they didn't. This will naturally create conflict and discordance among the movement pushing towards this purpose. People will have to use discernment as to what actually will happen on that day. Question: since different people will have different versions of events, does that mean this event can be manipulated to suit different purposes? Answer: your question is more an answer to itself, so, yes. Some of the ships that some people will see will not be alien vehicles, much less its occupants will be aliens. Because so many people have blind faith in this event, certain powers of the world will take advantage of it to collect a large number of people worldwide. But this will serve a different agenda. Question: how will people be able to distinguish from a real alien ship and a man-made ship? Answer: real ships will be able to communicate with those ready to receive said communication. They'll understand the message. It won't be received in words. It won't be telepathic communication. It will be a transfer of knowledge at cellular level. Only the alien ships have this capabilities. Terrestrial ships will only be able to project actual spoken messages to people's minds, and thus they'll manipulate several of them into boarding their ships and be taken away. Question: in the dream I had recently, they were boarding trucks. Answer: this process will work in several ways. Some people will be told they need to board trucks to be taken to where the ships will take them. Question: should people be advised not to board anything they see, just as a precaution measure? Answer: no, people will have to live through their own plan set. Those who have chosen to be part of the human agenda will do so. Those who have chosen not to will not be a part of it. It's beyond anyone's hands now. Question: so there's no general advice for that day? Answer: no. People who are not supposed to see the ships will not see anything. Those in the way of the human agenda will see the man-made ships. It will be then up to them to decide what to believe when faced with such occurrence. On the same note, those who are ready to be contacted by the actual alien ships will be able to manifest their own plans for this time. Question: are there any bad aliens out there around the Earth? Answer: no. The concept of what is good or bad is currently beyond your comprehension. We are indeed part of a group of beings surveilling the events going on in your planet. We have control of who comes or who goes. Control has already been tried over and over, but it has never been taken away from us. We are not benevolence, we are not malevolent. We just are. We are just making sure the plans for this planet go as originally designed. Question: what are these plans then? Is there only one plan? Is there more than one Earth? Answer: multidimensionality is also a concept vaguely understood even by the geniuses of your planet. We are currently here, in this dimension, and you are here, in the same dimension. Dimension shifting is enabled only to some beings. There is more than one Earth, but as far as we are concerned, this Earth is the only Earth we are working on. The plans call for repopulation, as contrary to depopulation, as it's been dramatically propagated through your different media. Earth will be repopulated, and many displacements will occur. There is only one plan for this Earth. Question: repopulation. What do you mean? Could you give me more details? Answer: I can't. It's not that I'm not allowed to, it's only that it doesn't have much significance right now to have this information known to you. Earth will be repopulated with different beings. Most humans on this Earth will be displaced and taken to different areas. Some of them may be taken to a parallel Earth, but since dimension shifting is very restrictive, I have not much information about it. The fact that you can communicate with me doesn't mean I possess all the answers. Many of your current inhabitants will be left on Earth, though. As a second chance, they will be left there for a period of time, while we are doing the repopulation and displacement of most of your current inhabitants. They will have a chance to readjust to New Earth, or eventually be taken away with the rest of displaced ones. Question: what do you mean by displacement? Are people going to die en masse, or something like that? Answer: no, displacement is displacement. Deaths will occur, but they will not be dispensed by us. The transition could have been smooth before, but it is looking more than likely it won't. We are still working hard on making the process as unchaotic as it could be. Question: why can't you tell me clearly what displacement is? Answer: you wouldn't fully understand. Again, different ideas are on our table as to how to handle a massive amount of people. Please notice I'm not talking about souls. That would entitle it depopulation, and that is not what this is about. Many of you will be indeed recycled. You'll get a change of souls, so to speak. Instead of taking your body away, we'll simply wash many of your souls. That's the best way I can explain it. Think of clothing. You wear your pants and shirts for a while, then they get dirty. Do you throw the clothing away? Unless you're a millionaire, you probably don't. You just do laundry and get your clothing clean again. This is what will happen to many human souls. They'll get cleansed by us so they can repopulate Earth. Question: what kind of souls will be cleansed then? Answer: you already have the answer to that. Those easier to clean. The less dirty a soul is, the easier it will be to cleanse. Needless to say, those souls that are so dirty, they're stained, sometimes just deformed of so much dirt, we can't cleanse those. We have to take them to the cleaners, so to speak. Those are the main humans to be displaced, those whose souls we cannot handle ourselves. Question: wouldn't it be easy to handle the whole situation with only souls, and not bodies? Answer: again, that's depopulation. We are not about that. Question: so, what is a clean soul? What is a dirty soul? Answer: again, do you know the answer to that? Imagine a baby. From the moment he's born, to the moment he's about 1 or 2 months old, that is a clean soul. Now imagine a crooked old man filled with greed and self-serving desires, who doesn't care how much he affects other people as long as his own interests are safeguarded. That's the dirty soul. It's really that simple. Question: what happens with the so-called light workers? Am I one of them? Answer: indeed you are. And there are many of you right now on Earth, on human bodies. Not all of you who think they're light workers are such, though. Confusion will reign in the short future. Light workers simply will know who they are. They won't need any naming or branding by anyone else. Those mistakenly thinking they're light workers will still play their part as assistants. They are not clean souls, but they will be among the first we will cleanse, as they are the cleanest by design. They chose lives of many tribulations, for the most part, as to have their souls tried over and cleaned by themselves, so when the time comes for our final intervention, they could be among the first ones to be cleansed. It was designed that way. They chose to do it that way, before incarnating into their current bodies.